everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth and I run the blog lifefromtheviolasection.com, where I share my favorite practice tips, general advice, and tech for musicians. Today we're going to talk about turning pages in Forscore, which seems like a simple topic, and it's one that I figured out very early on, and once I figured out my preferred way of doing it, I hadn't tried anything else. But thanks to a comment I got on a recent YouTube video, I thought I would try out turning pages in Forscore with my AirPods and also with the face gestures. So today we'll go over kind of all the different ways that you can turn pages in Forscore and how they actually work as a musician, and if these all seem like actual good options in practice and in performance. So first up, the most basic way to turn pages in Forscore is just to tap with your finger. So I'm going to tap, tap, tap. It just turns the page nice and easy. If you tap on the left side of the screen, then you will go backwards. Hello. Pacha decided to join me for today's tutorial, so if you see him in and out, it is because it's his lunchtime and he's hungry. Now, my preferred way of turning pages is with a Bluetooth pedal. So you can press the right pedal to go forward and the left pedal to go back, and this will sync up with any kind of device you have that works with Bluetooth. So you could connect this to a phone or a computer or any tablet, and I have used this with multiple different tablets and it works really, really well. And this will work best with apps that are meant for reading and sharing PDFs. So things where you do want to turn a page or scroll down a page. So I have two different Bluetooth pedals and I have shared and reviewed these both on my channel. I really like them both. When I teach, which is when I use my iPad and Forscore the most, I do use this Donner pedal. I can reach it better from my desk just because it's a little taller. That's why I choose to use it personally. But this is the Donner Bluetooth pedal that I use pretty much every day, and I keep this on option number 3. It has up and down arrows. I think it means page up, page down, but I find that many of these are very, very similar. They will do the same exact function in Forscore. I just found that I like this one and I leave it there, and that's that. It works reliably. It does what I need to do. So I will show you what exactly this does. Tapping on the right pedal will make you go forward. And right now I do have the function turned on where if you press and hold, it will go through multiple pages. So pressing and holding, going right through the entire PDF. I just went through like 2 box cello suites. And then tapping on the left pedal will make you go backwards, and you can also press and hold and go backwards, but you can disable that by sliding the repeat on off switch to off. Now I'm pressing and holding and nothing is happening. It just goes one at a time now. So that is very, very simple to do, and as far as I remember, there's no setup in the Forscore app to get this ready. It's just right out the box, connect it to Bluetooth, and then it's gonna do what you want in Forscore just because the Bluetooth does everything for you. Now this is the other pedal that I use, the Van Gogh Bluetooth pedal. It's also very nice. It works very similarly. You just have to turn it on, press the mode button, and decide which way that you like best, just like these buttons. You just change the mode and it connects right away. It's very, very easy and simple. If you'd like more information on using Bluetooth pedals and setting them up and my preferences, I have a couple different videos on those and I will link them up above, maybe in the description box as well. Okay, next up we are going to experiment a little bit with my AirPods. So there is a feature in Forscore where you can use your AirPods to turn the pages, and these are just with AirPods Pro. So I have the 2nd generation of AirPods Pro. I got these in I think November 2022. I've had them for a while. I don't think they've made new AirPods since then, but I did test these a little bit earlier and they do work with Forscore. So that will be perfect. So to enable this, you want to go to Forscore and the settings, and then choose devices. And there's a little setting for AirTurn, which is a brand of Bluetooth pedals, and then Bluetooth MIDI devices, and then AirPods. And it does show the Pro icon. I believe this only works with the AirPods Pro, not regular AirPods. So we tap on that, and you can see gestures is slid on. If you turn that off, you won't be able to use it. So if you play with AirPods in, they won't interfere at all. But we will turn that on because that's what we're testing today. You can increase or decrease the sensitivity. I'll put it right in the middle to start today. There's backward navigation, so I think that's just going backwards through the pages, just enabling that. And then you can also invert this in case that's helpful to go this way, I guess, for turning the page forward, and this way for turning the page back. So I'm gonna close that, put my AirPods in, and now we should be ready to go. The way this works is that it gets kind of a baseline of where your head is in space. Just so you know, to be able to do this, you're going to have to enable Forscore to have access to a certain health feature, like your body's baseline movements. I will put a screenshot of what exactly you need to enable for that. And the first time that you try to use the AirPods with Forscore, it will prompt you to either select that or choose not to do that, and then you won't be able to use AirPods. So I did already enable that the other day when I tested this out. Anyway, the way this works is that it takes kind of a baseline of, what your normal head setup is in space. And then you turn your head either this way or that way to turn the page. And it has to be side to side, not tilted. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my head to the right to turn forward. That turned forward. Now to the left to go backwards. I think that went forwards. Okay, that was backwards. That's forward. Hold on. Okay, we've got the crot. What comes after crot? Cerebond, right? Okay, that turned forward. Now I want to go back to crot. That went forward. Okay. Let's play with these settings. Devices, AirPods. How about backward navigation? We'll turn that off. Okay, so now I can't go backwards at all. That shows you. If you turn off backwards navigation, that will not let you turn this way to go backwards through the sheet music, which to me, it sounds like you probably want to leave that on unless it really, really bothers you, because what if in a performance you accidentally turn 2 pages and you have to go backwards to fix it? Then you wouldn't be able to do that with just the gestures. So I would recommend leaving that on until it potentially gives you problems and then experiment with it yourself. Okay, back to this. Backward navigation. Let's invert it now. So I assume when I turn this way, it's going to go backwards, and this way will go forwards. That was backwards. That was also backwards. Hold on. Okay, that was forward. That was forward. That's backwards. Okay, cool. So it did, as I expected, it did invert it backwards and forwards. So if for whatever reason it's easier to turn one way than the other while you're playing your instrument, then this might be a good option. I am going to put this back to the original setting though, because it makes more sense to me to go to the right to go forward and left to go back. Okay, so now let's play with the sensitivity. Right now I have it right in the middle. Let's turn it up the whole way. So I'm gonna totally face this way how I would when I'm playing. And just a little, oh, yep, it turned. Turned again. That's really cool. Okay, now I'm gonna go backwards. Awesome, it works perfectly. Oh, okay. You have to be really fast on the rebound or else it'll take it as a turn forward, just so you know. Okay, so what if I turn and leave my head there? It's just going back and forth between the pages. Okay, so that is very sensitive. It's turning while I'm talking to you. Okay, which is gonna get annoying, and we're gonna get there next after we try the very, very lowest sensitivity. Okay. So, lowest sensitivity. Gonna try turn right. That worked. Let's do, yep, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So I have to turn to about here, I think. Yeah, right here. Okay, let's go backwards. I'm gonna think it's gonna be right here. Yep, okay, let's try. That doesn't work, that doesn't work. Okay, that went forwards because I took so long. Nope. Yes. Okay, let's go forwards again. Okay, that works. Now, for the next phase, we're going to try with my instrument. And since I play the viola, I do move my head a little bit while I play, and sometimes I go this way and that. So I'm a little nervous to see how this is actually gonna work. Of course, if you play the piano or possibly if you sing, then I think this would work really well, because if you're playing piano, and I also play piano, if you're playing piano, you can go this way or that way, and it's not really going to affect your playing at all. Maybe it'll get you a little disoriented, but it's not going to affect the sound like it would on the viola. If I jerk this way and that, it's going to change what I'm doing over here. Okay, so let's actually get the instrument out. No more talking. I'm tired of talking. All right, so this is still set on the lowest sensitivity. Let's see how this goes. I am gonna start just in the last line of this first beret from suite number 3. And we'll see how the page turn goes at the end. Okay, that worked pretty well, but it's a little bit of a cheat there because it was the end of one half of the piece into the beginning of another. So it was just, you know, a resting point. It wasn't in the middle of music like maybe it is for an orchestral piece or even just like a concerto or something. So okay, this jig is going to be better. I haven't practiced this, so it might not sound great, but it's going to be a great example for a more difficult page turn. That went backwards. Oh no. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, it's just so weird and jarring while I'm playing though. Also, okay, I will take this moment to say, okay, so everything is turned off. Noise control, you can see, is completely off. Even when I do this, when I put my AirPods in, I feel like it blocks out so much sound. It's almost like wearing earplugs, or almost even more so because it blocks a lot of sound. So I don't even use these AirPods, the AirPods Pro, when I teach online. I use my just regular second generation AirPods. And that's because it feels a little weird when I play, like almost like playing with earplugs, but a little bit different. Even now, like hearing myself talk feels really weird, and I only have one in right now. So that is definitely going to be an experience if you're playing with these in, and especially if you're playing with other people, because that's going to affect the balance. And I'm sure you can get used to this just like you would with regular earplugs. And, you know, getting used to playing with a group with earplugs in, that's something that many musicians do. That's normal. These might be a little unconventional. And also, let's talk about the fact that, you know, if you're performing, okay, my hair could cover it when I'm performing because you see this much of me when I perform and I can cover it with my hair. But there will be moments where maybe I play like this and you can see those AirPods in there. Or if you play with your hair back like this, or if you don't have any hair, then you totally see it. Or if you have short hair, you know, depending on what your hairstyle is and just your body type and everything, the audience is probably going to see that you have AirPods in. And I mean, I know when I go to teach sectionals in school, I feel a huge disconnect between myself and anyone who is wearing AirPods, because you don't know if anything is playing or not. And it has kind of that I don't care look. And like, I know from what I've heard, like kids in school just leave them in even when they're not listening to anything. But like, it just looks kind of disrespectful. And I'm not trying to sound like an old person or anything, but it's, you know, it's a disconnect. Like, can you hear me? Like, do you have anything on in there? So I feel like it wouldn't be the best look on stage, especially because they're white, they might stick out. And, you know, if you're wearing all black, that's going to stick out. Of course, earplugs kind of stick out too, but they generally don't have this little stem, you know, and they have a certain musician look. And of course, you know, we as a society can change that. We can change, you know, oh, it's normal to play with AirPods in. They're just like ear protection. Like, okay, fine. But I don't think we've gotten to a point where that is a thing right now. So that is a big thing to consider. Okay, let's turn the sensitivity up a little bit so that hopefully turning pages is easier while I play. But now I'm worried at this part of the experiment that if the sensitivity is higher, I will just do something like this while I'm playing. and I might accidentally turn a page. Let's turn it a little over halfway. And I want to play this current. For now, I'm just testing how sensitive it is. It still seems like a lot. Okay, well, we will just try. Not too bad, but I feel like there's still large movements for my head. So let's turn the sensitivity up even more. 85%. Okay, that worked, but I feel like it's a little... I'm so confused. Where am I? Okay. Nope, that went forward. Forward again. Backwards, okay. Backwards. Forward! No! Yeah, you have to be really fast on the rebound or else it just takes it as another forward. You know, if you're stuck back here and then you go that way, it's gonna take it as forward again. Okay, let's continue with the cron. Ah! See, it's doing too much. No, go backwards. Oh. I'm not using this to perform. Okay? That's my consensus. I'm not using this to perform, but I do need to show you how this works while I'm playing, and so I'm gonna try playing again. Okay. Accidentally turned the page. Okay, so I made my play. Taking these out. Okay. Sorry if I'm talking at a different volume now. The world sounds different when you put those AirPods in. Again, like I said, I didn't have any noise canceling on. And if you know of any hidden settings that I may not have disabled, please let me know, because it does bother me that as soon as if I'm just going outside and like doing some gardening and I put in my AirPods to listen to music, it's like I have the noise cancellation off just because I do want to hear the environmental sounds. But it's still really, really like deadens the sound of everything around me. And I don't totally like that. So if you know of any hidden settings, please let me know. I'll probably look it up after this video because now I'm really curious. But yeah, anyway. So I made my movements a little bit bigger when I was playing. I kind of went like this. But that's something that I might do when I'm performing in the moment. And just like I'm really feeling it. You know, you might do some movements. And so that's what I did. And it turned the page. Just as I suspected. So I feel, for me at least, that it's not nuanced enough where it's easy enough to turn the page, but it doesn't hinder my playing. Like it needs to be small enough that it's not like getting lost like when I try to turn the page, but not so small that a tiny, like almost imperceptible movement while I'm playing is going to set it off. So for me, this is not right. Maybe if you're a pianist or, I don't know, someone who plays an instrument where you're steadier with your head, then that might be a good option. But for now, for me, I don't like that. But it's a cool feature. And if it works for you, that's awesome. Let me know if it works for you. I'd love to hear about it. All right, so next up, I want to test the face gestures, which I've never tried before because you need Forscore Pro to do this. So I'm gonna... For the first time, I'm going to buy Forscore Pro. Now, if you have been following my channel for a long time, well, since 2020, I bought an iPad shortly after I started my YouTube channel in 2020, like fall 2020. And I have never used Forscore Pro. I've never had a need for it, but it might be good for the channel if I test out some of the Forscore Pro features like the face gestures. So let's download Forscore Pro. I'll have it for a month. If you want any tutorials, or maybe I might make a video on the difference between Forscore regular and Forscore Pro. If you have any requests that have to do with Pro, please let me know in the next couple of weeks so that I can do that before I lose access. Because up until now, I've been totally fine with the regular version, and I use Forscore every day, and I make videos on it, and like, I haven't needed it. So let's download Forscore Pro. So to set up face gestures, you will want to go to the Forscore Pro option in settings, and then face gestures. Now there are different modes: mouth movement, head turn, and wink. I am not the most coordinated individual. Also, I cannot wink. Okay, I'm going to wink my left eye. I can't believe I'm putting this on the internet. Can you tell I'm winking? Okay, right eye. We'll see, because I've never really seen myself do it before, because, you know, if you do it in the mirror, you can't see what you're doing. At least I can't, because apparently I close both eyes. But I don't think the wink option is going to work for me. Anyway, mouth movement. Okay. Okay, relax your face and press the calibrate button. Ooh, this is weird. Move your lips to the left and hold them there and press calibrate to continue. Now move your lips to the right, hold them there, and press calibrate to finish. This is so weird. Okay, we're just gonna leave the settings where they are, and just see how this goes. Okay, for the sake of not posting an hour-long video on YouTube, I just tried for so long to get the face gestures to work. Turns out you need to turn them on in another place. I promise I can read directions, but if something is not right, like in the explanation, like if the directions are not like right below the heading, I'm likely to skip over them because I assume it's an extra kind of thing. So the directions were on the bottom. So if you want to turn on face gestures, go up to the top bar where you can see the title, press the little setting wheel and turn on this face icon. You want to turn it on so that it's white. Now you can leave. And since I'm talking, it turns the page, which that would get really annoying if you're performing and you're talking a lot, because then you're going to lose your spot. And then you'll have to figure out where you want to go. Okay, so now I'm going to turn right. I'm going to turn left. And I do have the sensitivity up the whole way because I was just trying anything to figure it out a couple minutes ago. Now, let's turn the sensitivity right to the middle. See what this middle ground is. Okay, what does this look like? Now, how does that look when I'm playing? This is so silly. Okay. Let's try this with something that has a page turn. Okay, we'll try the same one again. That didn't work very well. Okay. I wonder if my bow gets in the way. That one was fine. Okay. I don't know if you could tell. I don't know if it like came through audio wise, but to me it felt like I hesitated when I had to go. And part of that is because I'm not super coordinated. And also, I mean, there's so many things to think about when you're playing, and like that was unpolished playing. Like I haven't practiced this Current in a while, so like I'm not focusing on probably everything that I need to be, but playing the viola does require a lot of different focus points. And so adding face movements to that, I'd much rather just put my foot down on a pedal. I'm very used to that anyway from, you know, years and years of playing piano. I mean, totally different function pedal-wise, but, you know, I'm used to playing music and moving my foot at the same time, you know, same as like if you're trying to tap a beat with your foot, it comes more naturally, I think. While your hands are doing everything, up here is very preoccupied, but my foot can do different things, and that seems a lot simpler to me. Let's try a different way of doing this. At least it worked, and I didn't get any accidental page turns while I was just playing because I don't move that part of my face very much when I play. Now, I don't think this would work at all if you play a brass or wind instrument because your mouth is preoccupied. So this is really for anyone who doesn't use their mouth when they play. So up next, we've got head turn. Yep, hello? If this video teaches you anything, it's going to teach you that I am sticking with my Bluetooth pedal for the foreseeable future. Okay. There we go. There's a turn. Nope. It's like, why would you turn the page that much? You have to play the music first. Okay, I can go backwards. Let's see what the sensitivity settings are like on this one. I don't know. Let's turn the sensitivity up. Do I need to? Nope, it's still turned on. Ah! Woo! All right, well, let's play. Let's just see what happens. That one worked. All right. Let's put the instrument up. Well, it seems to work once at a time. Let's wait a little bit. Now it turned. Maybe I'm just doing too many at once. I don't know. Well, that experiment is inconclusive. Okay. Last of the face gestures is winking, and as you know, I cannot wink. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever put on the internet. Well, you can see I can hold it, but I have to blink my other, I think I have to blink my other eye to get it to happen. Come on, I have one eye closed. I'll get my fiance to try it later, okay? He can wink. He's a very privileged individual. So in conclusion, I'm gonna stick with my Bluetooth pedal. If I had to use one of the other features, I would go with the mouth movement because that worked pretty well and it was the least intrusive to my viola playing. I did have to stop and think about it a little bit, but I assume that with some practice, it would probably become more natural to me. Just like for some people think that using a Bluetooth pedal doesn't feel super natural and they have to kind of train like when to move their foot. And I did have that kind of experience for like a day or two, but I found that very easy to get used to and I was able to integrate it into my playing very easily. The mouth movement does feel a little less intuitive to me, but also doable, I think. So these might work really great for some people. You know, I have heard some good things on the internet. I haven't heard much, to be honest, but I'm glad that I tried them. So just to go over again, on Forscore, with Forscore, you can turn your pages either with your fingers, with a Bluetooth pedal, or any other kind of Bluetooth device. I think there are also clickers, and I've seen someone who plays a trumpet, and they put like a little, almost like an NFC tag on their trumpet so that they can just go like that and turn the page, which is really cool. So you've got the Bluetooth option, and then you can use AirPods, turn your head one way or the other, and then there are the actual face gestures. And so, okay, here's another thought. The new iPad Air 13-inch model, which is going to be great for musicians. And, you know, I've heard lots of great comments on my new video about all of these musicians who are like, I was waiting for this and now I'm like gonna buy an iPad or I'm gonna upgrade from a smaller screen, and it's super exciting. But the iPad Air does not have Face ID. So I wonder if it has face tracking and if you can even use these face gestures on that new iPad. I'm not sure. I will look it up, and if I find something, I'll put it up on the screen. But that's something to consider too. That just popped up in my mind. Anyway, I was talking about the ways that you can turn pages in Foursquare. So Bluetooth, tapping, AirPods, and face gestures. And again, face gestures are only available if you have the Forscore Pro subscription. It's $2.99 for 1 month, or you can get a whole year for I think $9.99. So in terms of a subscription, it's not too bad, but it is a subscription, and I really hate subscription apps. But if you don't use the face gestures, I've used Foursquare for almost 4 years. Just the base model where you pay one time, and it's been great. I have never needed Pro, but I think I will make a video on the differences between regular Foursquare and Foursquare Pro to help you decide if you would maybe benefit from getting the Pro subscription. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this very interesting video, a little bit different from how I usually conduct myself on the internet, but I hope that this will help you decide what the best way to turn pages is for you. Everybody's a little bit different, especially depending on the instrument that you play. And let me know how you prefer to turn your pages in Foursquare. Of course, other apps are different and they offer different things. If you would like to see this for another app, let me know and I will consider making it. Of course, I know Foursquare the best because that is what I use, and I don't use any other sheet music reading apps daily like I use Foursquare daily, but I would love to test some other things out and make a fool of myself on the internet again. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I post new videos every other Sunday at noon Eastern time, and I hope to see you back again. Thanks for watching.